and welcome back for another lesson with the computing guy. And today we're going to be looking at string manipulations. This is a programming technique that will help you on your journey when it comes to becoming an expert programmer and for your exams. So we looked at strings previously when looking at different types of data. But one thing that needs to be noted is that strings can be manipulated, and this is done with the help of functions. Now, these different kind of functions and methods allow us to do a variety of things to the string or manipulate the string in a variety of ways. Kind of makes your life easier, instead of having to write code or trying to figure things out, we have these pre-existing functions and methods that allow us to extract what we need. So in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at the different ways of doing things, and we're going to be looking at some Python examples also. Some of the things that we can do when we're manipulating strings are things such as changing the string to uppercase or lowercase, finding a specific word, the length of the string, or even slicing the string, which is a function that can be helpful when programming. Now, like any other function, the built-in string functions have parentheses that take in values, okay? So they have a parameter and they return a result, just like we learned in previous lessons. So let's look at some string functions. The first one we can look at, this is in Python syntax, and you can write this in pseudocode also, is the upper function. So we follow a variable with the dot upper. The variable has to be assumed to have a string inside it, of course, and then it will return the value into its uppercase format. Just like this, we also have the lower function. And just as the upper function does, you have a variable and it returns the result of the variable in a lower string format. We also have the len function, which, as the name suggests, is an abbreviation for the word length, and it returns the length of the string to us in the form of numbers, and it's telling us the exact numbers of characters in this string. So in this case, we have x is equal to len y. X becomes the number of characters in y. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some examples in Python. Let's now take a look at some practical examples of us using the dot upper and the dot lower string manipulation functions, and also then moving towards the len function later on. So here you can see we've got a variable called forename. The user is then going to be asked to input their forename. Then you've created another variable, just like in the example, called forename underscore uppercase, and then that's equal to the forename variable dot upper, your open and close brackets or parentheses. We then end up printing the statement to see what happens. And similarly, we've got a similar example now with the middle, which will be your middle name. Let's correct this here. And we then use the dot lower function on the middle. So you can see I copied and pasted this code and adapted it. And then this is printed. So let's take a run of it and see what happens. So the forename, we say, is there, and that's gone up to uppercase. And let's write computing as the middle name, and that's all gone to lowercase. So you can see this is the key function that's allowing us to manipulate from upper and to lower case using an existing string that the username has inputted. This could be a string also that we write ourselves, so please bear that in mind. So that's a very simple example of how we can use these and what they do. Now we can take a look at how we can use the len function to return the length of a string. So similarly, we've got a surname that's being inputted. We've got the variable called surname, the input prompt. The user will then import it, and this will be stored in the variable surname. Then we've got length underscore name, and that will store the result of the len function, and then we're going to print it out. So let's give it a run. Guy, as in the computing guy, and we should get the answer 3. Now let's run this again to see what happens. So we're going to see what happens if we write a name. So we write guy, couple of space characters, 1, 2, 3. So we've got spaces here. So these will also be counted as characters. And you can see that in the result that we get with it being 13. So again, we have the len, which is a command, telling the computer that we want to use the string manipulation function for the length, and we need to input our variable inside. Now, if I change this to a general string, let's see if that makes a difference. So we're going to do len surname. We still need to import something. And you can see, even if we give a string directly into it that's been predetermined from us, it will calculate the len of that. So there you go. That's how we use the length string manipulation function to find out the number of characters. Then later on, we may be able to use this for another part of a program. Maybe the number of characters is needed for a particular reason. So in Python, we also have the slice function. So the slice function, it allows you to manipulate your string to slice it. The slice function will have a colon, and then it specifies the point to return the characters left of a string. Now, with the example, we've got x is equal to y. We've got your brackets opening, then we have a colon and then z. So it'll be everything on the left of z, whatever z is. So x becomes the characters, y is the string to extract characters from z, z is the number of the characters to extract from the left. We can also use this to slice the middle of a string. So if you wanted to a start point and an end point, as you can see in the example, x is equal to y, w colon z. So x again becomes the middle characters of y, starting from the position of w and up to the z number of characters. Again, this helps us manipulate, extract certain pieces of a string that we might need. This could be initials, this could be the first 4 letters of a city, whatever instances come to play. So this is, again, another cool function that we can use when programming, and this is specific to Python. And finally, you also have the find function. Now, the find function, as it says, it finds a substring within the string. So it looks for something within the string. So if you had for name in your string, you could find name, that's the substring. So in this instance, x becomes the final position in the string y, where z can be found. A good example is we can say x is equal to hello world, and we can find world. And then what the console will return is 6, as the letter w is the 6th character in the string, starting at 0. So it tells you where the start point is. Okay, and again, this helps us to find specific numbers, or specific characters where they are in the strings, and then maybe manipulate that further, or whatever the purpose of the program is. Now let's go back and look at an example. We are now going to look at how we can slice a string, looking at how to slice a string between 2 specified points, and then I'm going to show you the left and the right splits also. So we've got a sentence now. It says, I saw a wolf in the forest, a lonely wolf. Now we've got a new variable called characters. We're going to use the variable sentence, and we're going to split between the 20th and 26th character. I also want to use, or I want to demonstrate how we can also do this on the left and the right. Sorry, wrong brackets. We'll put the colon there. I'm going to use the 10th character. So everything on the right of the 10th character. And let's just copy and paste this. Call it characters 2. And we want to do everything on the left of the 10th character. Let's print these out also. So 1 and 2. So if we run this now, you should see the results. So between the 20th and the 26th character, we have the following aspect of the string, which is the word forest. Now, if I slice everything after the 10th character, we get the LF in the wolf and everything that follows. And if we do it on if we do that one was on the right of the string, and if we do it on the left of the string, so the left of the 10th character in the string, rather, we should get I saw a WO for the wolf. So that's how we slice the string. We can use this to pull certain characters for a reason. This could be initials, this could be the first 4 letters of a city, for example. if we were trying to create a ticket program of some sort. So those are just some ideas of how we can use it and practical examples of using the splitting function. Now we're going to be moving on to using the .find function to find a particular word within a string or the start point of the word. So we look at the code, we've got the same sentence, then the user is prompted to enter a word to find, and then it will use we create a variable called position. It will use the .find function to find whatever the word has been specified by the user, and then we're going to print it out with its position. So let's take a look. So enter word to find from the string. So I'm going to say lonely. And it's returned to us that this is the 30th character. Okay, so it's got the 30th character if we count through. Now, if I run this again, and this time round, I put in the word wolf, you can see it's slightly flawed because it's only telling us the first wolf, or if I wanted the second. Now let's see what happens if we search for a word that's not there. So let's say sun. It says -1 because it can't find it. So there's some practical examples of how we can use the .find string function to find the position of a particular word within the character, or set of characters rather. So that's our lesson today on string manipulation functions. We've looked at the .upper, the .lower, the .len, slicing strings, and also the .find. All these functions can be used for a variety of things, and it's very handy to know these, and it shows our ability to manipulate a string. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next one.